Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and Wargames. In this video we are going to make a Conquest battle report, the last argument of King, so the one where you have entire regiments. And as you've seen on the miniature already, we are going to make a very large scale battle report, 3000 points. It's the first time we have so many points in a battle report on this channel, and even on YouTube it's quite rare to have so many units. We'll try to go all the way to the end. We will be a little bit different from the previous battle report. We will not show you every single dice roll. We will try to make a few activations and maybe just show you the important save rolls, etc., and tell you what happened. It's what we did previously for Dystopian Wars, and it worked quite well. We had good feedback for this. Joining me today for this battle report is my usual opponent, Yassat. Hello, Yassat.
Hello.
What do you bring today? Little spoiler. What do you bring?
W'adhruns.
W'adhruns, so the singing orcs. And you might be like, but isn't this our competitive Prussian players for Dystopian War?
Hello.
We have Guillaume Zongo. And he comes to discover Conquest because we're like one big community here, and he already tried it a little bit and he liked it quite a bit, and he wants to learn more, like after all of this, how does it actually play. So each of us, we're going to give him an entire regiment, in the sense like a hero and his mainstay and his restricted units, and he's going to have a little bit of dinosaurs and a little bit of giant robots to play with, so he can discover the game, and he's going to make it a little bit less competitive because it's 3000 points. As you can see, we brought the units we like. We didn't make a super competitive list. We tried to optimize, yes, but it's not a competitive battle report. It's just to make a huge, massive battle between robots and dinosaurs, which is what everybody wants to see on YouTube, right? All right, without further ado, let's have a look at the lists. Okay, here is my Dweghom army for this 3000 points battle report, and as you can see, that is a lot of miniatures. Let's start with this regiment with my warlord, and I use a little proxy, which is one from the founders exclusive that we could buy once in a while. It used to be some little officer for the Fireforge, but it's going to be a steel shaper, and I think it works well in this respect. Because he is my warlord, it gives me two special rules. First of all, like all the followers of the Tempered Creed, every time I succeed in launching a spell, I gain a little power token, and I can use it to auto-succeed an attack, a defense, or resolve test. Good. And since he is a Steel Shaper, every time I use a token, up to 3 times per activation, I can heal through activating these tokens. So it means that I can auto-succeed a defense roll, thus preventing me to lose another wound from the morale, and also healing. So each token can make a difference of 3 wounds for each time I use them. So really a good warlord at this scale of game. He is in a little unit of Hold Ballistay, because this will allow them to score because they have a medium character inside and they are just here to shoot. Also here we have the Steel Forge. They've been MVPs in the last battle report and they are coming back. They've been a little bit nerfed. They went from defense 5 to defense 4. They're still a very, very powerful, very threatening unit. They will charge down. They're a medium unit, and I'm counting on them to do a lot of work. This entire regiment, like this battalion, will be controlled by Zongo. Then we'll have my Anvil. I will have an Old Ray in a unit of Hold Thanes. This guy I've been buffed to the end. He has all the 3 combat retinues that I put here. Just wanted him to have his own little stand. He has all the relics. He has cleave 3. He's gonna make 8 attacks when he goes to combat. 8 attacks at clash 5, rerolling once, cleave 3. Like, this guy is insane. The Old Thanes are very tanky, especially because they have a Herald of Stone in them. So they're gonna be defense 4 from the front, Ardent 2, and little spoiler, they are going to get protected by a Tempered Sorcerer of the Earth. So they're really going to be the Anvil of the game. Behind, I'm also going to bring, of course, a unit of Dragon Slayers. These guys are design-made to cut down the Tauntors and the Tyrannosaurs and stuff. They have an Immenser Apprentice, so they can also make some duels, and the duels cannot be declined. Here we are going to have my Ardent Caraway with his full tactical retinue. It will boost the Flame Berserker, making them a little bit tankier, making sure they arrive on the first turn, and also protecting them from the first wound. I give him the relics, so it boosts even further their Aura of Death, so they're going to be Aura of Death 3. Here in their little turtle formation are my initiates, 6 stands. They are going to be another anvil, a little bit cheaper, but still very, very efficient. All my units, by the way, have banners, all of them. They are not proxied. I give all of them banners. And those guys are going to be in the center and probably locking down an entire flank. Here are some wardens. Those guys are a little bit the glass cannon of the dwarves. They are fast, they are very lethal, but they are expensive and they don't tank that well. So it will be important to use them correctly. I'm counting on them. They're apparently quite good. They got a little bit of a boost recently. We'll see what they do. And to finish on the other side, we have not one but 2 tempered sorcerers. This guy is from the domain, like he has from the fire school. In his little unit of Fire Forge, you can see a theme here. He has Arcane Retinue 1. I used the Herald of Fire as a proxy, but it looks cool, I think. And this guy is just here to make a ton of damage with his spell, with his Fire Forge, with shooting. He's really there as a big source of DPS. Here we have another Tempered Sorcerer, and this guy is with a full magical retinue. He has the Focused Warlord trait, and he's in a unit of horde warriors, and his objective will be to use some defensive spells on all my units, mostly all things, and he will probably stay right behind. They have an exemplar boosting their resolve, and they have a little herald of magma, which will give them aura of death too. Talking about aura of death, the last unit in my army, Inferno Automatas. Those guys are very fast. They are light units, so they can really come early in the game, and they are very threatening to enemy shooters or anything, or lots of stuff actually. They got nerfed. They have 1 less points of clash and 1 less point of movement, but they're still very fast. They have fluid formation and aura of death too, and yeah, they're expensive, but they can put a very good early game pressure. The game plan, because we are on the scenario with 1 big objective and 2 small objectives, the game plan is simple. I will advance and try to see what happens with the once we have the terrain, and try to hold the center. Yeah, I don't have much strategy usually. We have so much points, it's gonna fill up the table, but I think it's gonna be quite cool. We'll see how it goes. And now let's have a look what the W'adhruns are bringing. And here are the W'adhruns, this beautiful painted by Hyacinthe W'adhruns, and those guys just brought all the dinosaurs. As you can see, there is a little bit of everything. That was kind of like the theme of the list. We will start here with the matriarch, who is the warlord. She's in a pack of 5 blooded, and they have an abomination which gives them lethal demise. Between this and the fact that she can raise 4 wounds each activation, it's going to be a real pain to get out of those guys. I really need to shoot them. Here we have an Apex Predator, and this guy is just here to be another missile, and he's going to be very fast and very threatening. Of course, you can see the miniature. Of course, it is threatening. There we have this Tontor Rider with a Tontor Chieftain. Those guys, again, are kind of like a cruise missiles. They go very fast, straight in line. They have a lot of damage at impact, even in the close combat as well. And since they have their chieftain, they gain the Ride the Lightning, Ride the Thunder rule, which means they gain flank. We have here a unit of veterans. Those are the more defense-oriented orcs, W'adhruns, sorry. And those guys are mostly here probably to capture an objective and to hold the line. Here we have a Tontor, and this little guy, well, has a lot of wounds, a lot of damage. He can make some impact. He has a crazy trample, and he's just huge, and I don't know how I'm gonna deal with 2 of them. We will see how it goes. But yeah, again, all the army sings in famine, which means they can be very fast, they can do more damage than the impact, and yeah, the theme I think is gonna be that just gonna be in my lines very, very fast. I need to hold the line with my light units, otherwise the whole game will be in my side of the table. Here we have a drum beast with a little guy on the top, a little chosen of a scion, sorry, of Conquest. This guy gives a boost with the singing rule of the W'adhruns for the entire army, and again, just beautifully painted. Lots of wounds as well, a little bit less offense oriented than the Tontor, but still, those guys side by side are just a huge threat. There we have some chosens of Conquest. They can only sing in Conquest, but they are fanatics. so they can reach level 3. Talking about fanatics, this guy has a relic that also makes him fanatic. And they can always be considered as singing the level 1 of the song. So they are more independent, and they are, well, again, they are meant to charge and kill everything at close combat. We step away from the close combat a little bit with the slingers. There is a predator here. As you can see, they both have flinkers, reducing the effect of hardened, especially important for the predator. And yeah, they're gonna be a little bit annoying, especially if they get within 9 inches, because then they gain torrential fire and they can really like saturate my defenses. I have quite high values of defense, but just through the weight of dice, they can do a ton of damage. A little hunting pack, the smaller dinosaurs you will see today. Those guys are quite independent, they don't sing, but they are very fast. Fluid formation, loose formation, and opportunist, which means if they attack from the flanks, they do gain full reroll on their hits. Last but not least, the raptor riders. Those guys shoot a little bit, but especially in close combat they have flurry, which means that they can be a terrible threat for me. Like, they can really impact me fast. I need to keep them away from my shooty units, and they are expensive, but they have the same value as defense as they have evasion, which means my very high impact cleave weapons are not so useful against them. Okay, we'll install the table and we'll go for the scenario. Here is going to be the table for the scenario. We didn't put that much terrain because we need some space to navigate. Main objective here, and the 2 secondary objectives are going to be here. As you can see, it's kind of like the same terrain and village that we've been fighting over for a while. But since the W'adhruns have been kicked out quite a while, the Dweghom started to make themselves feel a little bit more at home and started to transform this entire region into a volcanic area. So the secondary objective, a little something special about them, is that we can only capture the one that is in the opposing side's objective. So I will start here. If I go there, no benefit for me. I need to go there to start scoring, but at least I can block him from scoring. And here anybody can take it. Of course, those 2 things, we will use them as little heals. They're not physically heals, but when you go there, you're considered to be 1 size higher than what you currently are. So if you are an infantry at size 1, I think it is, you can shoot over your fellow infantry. He doesn't care much because he has stone towers, which are all size 4, I think, or something. But yeah, that's gonna be helpful, especially for me. There we go. We're going to make our little cards order, and we'll meet back for the roll of supremacy. Okay, we are starting. We made our little deck. I have all my units that are turn. So this means I'm going to have my Ardent Karawa in his Flame Berserkers, my Warlord Steel Shaper in his Old Balliste, and my Inferno Automata. On the other side, we have the Raptor Raiders coming automatically, and the Hunting Pack. We start with Hyacinthe for this roll of supremacy, and I make a 5, not great, and a 6. Okay, I have supremacy, and my first activation is going to be my Balliste. I think we're just gonna make the whole first turn, and we'll see at the end how we are positioned. Okay, well, we played the first turn without too much surprises. First, this little guy, the Steel Shaper and his Balliste, went here on the hill. He cast a spell then, giving himself a little boost and getting the first point of elemental power. The Flame Berserkers, I stayed away from his Raptor Riders, which are going on the side. They are going here. I wanted to capture, but I will not. Also casting himself a spell to get a second point of elemental power. And there also are the Hunting Pack, and the last activation had been the Inferno Automatas, which went on this side here and made a fluid formation. They're a little bit in cover from the Raptor Riders, but they are still relatively safe and threatening this objective especially. That's the first turn. We're going to make our deck, roll for supremacy, and we'll meet at the beginning of the second turn. Well, we meet at the end of turn 2, because not much happened in terms of attack and we didn't have reasons to stop everything. Because first activation, he ran away with those hunting packs, not wanting to get shot, which is right because it was my first activation trying to shoot on them. And also the Raptor Riders moved away. So we did a lot of movements back and forth. It starts to be like the battle line is quite well defined. What happened? My Flame Berserker moved forward here. He has is deep lack of blood and the matriarch. It's going to be a bloodbath here. I keep those guys here because I'm afraid that they will not survive so long, and I want my character to go back there later once it happens. On this flank, the steel forged moved in the rear of those little ballistae to hold the line. I also have my wardens that came to fill up the gap here and soon to capture this objective. He brought slingers with a predator here, and that is about it for him. He didn't have good luck in his reinforcements rolls, but now he has automatically the last light, so the slingers entering. The Thunder Riders, thanks to Ride the Thunder. You also have the Drum Beast coming soon. They will be controlled by Zongo. And yeah, for now the Dweghom do occupy the field. You can see, of course, the Initiates. They're beautiful turtle formation of the Initiates. Like, we start to control the terrain, which is good. I was afraid I would be blocked in my house because he's very fast. But now the slaughter begins. And we now have the first attack of the game. We are turn 3. First activation, he made a move charge to block my Flame Berserker. Well played. My first activation, I moved my Fireforged here. I hoped I would have a range to shoot, but no, it was better to move like this. I could maybe shoot with these guys, but not with him. And I made a lot more movement because this way, my next activation is my Tempered Sorcerer. In the meantime, they brought the massive Drum Beast on this flank. It will be played by Zongo. I'm a little bit afraid about him. So I cast the spell, I think it's called Fireball. It's the one with Armor Piercing 2. I have 7 dices because he has Arcane 1. I need 3 or less, and I have 2 rerolls because I have the Focused Warlord trait. I also have Chthonic Flame, so morale will be a little bit harder for him. He will have to reroll. Okay, first roll, I need 3 or less. I reroll another 2. 2 more. I have only 1 failure, so it means 6 saves at AP -2. He needs 1. None of them. So 6 wounds and 6 morale.
4.
Okay. So he succeeds 2, but he has to reroll the success. Rerolling the successes because of Chthonic Flames.
Donc ça c'est bon.
Okay, so we did the rolls. There was a little difference because actually he has resolved 4 and he needed only 5s to... No, he needed 6s for it to be a failure because he has a big regiment with himself, so he gets +1. So in the end, only the 1/6 that he did from the beginning made him lose a point of morale. So an entire regiment is dead, and he has another 2 wounds on the next one. And next activation for the Dweghoms, because for the W'adhruns it was the Scion of Conquest, which had nobody in range. Here I'm gonna make all my attacks with the Flame Berserks on the little hunting pack, these mini raptors. And what is going to happen is I am going to try to attack without inspiring, so clash 3. It's still like something like 24 attacks between everything and the leader. And then I'm gonna try a charge. It's a 5+, and I get to reroll because of the banner. And I will try to get in contact with the Blooded. If I can do this, I'm happy. All right, so it is gonna be 25 attacks, 24, sorry, on clash 3 or less. With no surprise, they were entirely wiped out even before the morale. So we are eating roasted chicken this lunch. And I'm going to try my little 5+. So I need 5 or 6, but I get to reroll. And I'm going to try to impact those little guys. It's not a tuk-tuk, it's a 4. It's not enough. I need a 5. And no. So it's a 3. I move forward 3 inches. Little crazy activations happened here. I had my Inferno Automata here, and they actually managed the move charge. It was on a 4+, on the Raptor Riders over there, thanks to Fluid Formation, making me reach them a little bit closer. So they damaged them with the impact, doing a little bit of damage, and then his next activation was the Raptor Riders, and one of them died from the Aura of Death. So I'm quite happy from this. If I do manage to kill them at some point, I will be really a thorn in the flank. But for now, it's going to be 11 dices with Flurry. He did sing all his Famine songs to get Relentless Blow. So 11 attacks, Relentless Blow, and Flurry, of course, very important. So I have defense 3, looking for 3 or less. So I lose 5 wounds from the attack. One guy is already dead. And resolve 3. Oh, but that's terrible. Not a single one. And it means another one dies and my regiment is broken. Quick activations here. This unit of whole ballistae did 3 points of damage on the drum beast, while here the matriarch revived the stand that was destroyed and they have 3 wounds left. So they kind of canceled my spells. It happens, but it's okay. So we are going to see these little guys. They sang famine level 3 and they charged, first of all, my little berserk. It was very easy. Luckily, I'm still in this thing that prevents impact attacks, so I have no impact hit. And he made the roll. He has +2 to the clash, so he clashes at 4, and it is quite a good roll. Luckily, I am in range of the tempered sorcerer, which means I can use my pool of elemental power, and it's probably what I'm gonna do. Alright, I did my defenses, so 1 entire stand and 2 wounds because I lost 7 from the attacks, not fine roll. And then I had resolve, and I was like, resolve 5, it's fine. I used another point of elemental power to heal and make an total success because only 6s can wound me, and I have this roll. So I'm a little bit sad because it means on the exact wound I lost the second group and I am now broken. That is quite sad, and I will have to make a little trickery if I want to maximize my effect of Aura of Death next turn. But yeah, bad luck here. We had the slingers making a crazy roll on the steel forged. It's going to be 12 hits. They are only defense 4 now, so we're a little bit sad, but still they are supposed to be quite tough. Our little steel forged that went forward to protect the ballistae. So 12 saves at 4 or less. We lost 3 wounds from the 6s, and those are a bit more dangerous because they are AP -1. So what are we gonna do? Because we are in range of the steel shaper, we're just gonna say nope. We go to 1. So those saves are automatically success, and we heal the 3 wounds that we lost. So we end up 0 wounds lost. I quite like the tempered steel shaper as a warlord. First activation of the turn 3, and I'm a little bit sad because he activated first here. I killed 1 stand with the Aura of Death, that is good, but then he obliterated this poor guy here. I would have liked to heal them with the elemental potency, but unfortunately broken units cannot be healed, and that saddens me because it would really allow me to save my Ardent Karawa, but this will not come to pass, and the entire unit is wiped out. And it actually went even worse because after they made a charge and they impacted, well not impacted, but they charged my Fireforge. So I'm a little bit sad. Matriarch activated, healing the regiment that was damaged, but not enough to heal another one to full health. And I activate my Steel Shaper, which gave hardened to my Steel Forge, and they made a move charge on the Drum Beast. And it was a success, automatic charge. We didn't want to take the risk of charging the Slingers, it was on a 4+. And now we have Impact, they have Clash 5, because that was the draw event. So Clash 5, 6 Impact hits. Full hits. 6 hits. Since it is Zongo's Drum Beast, he makes the rolls. Yeah. Because he plays the robots and the dinosaurs. He's having a lot of fun.
Course, yeah.
3.
On 7 again.
Under 3. None of them. 6 wounds lost. And now Moral. Sidé. Moral is looking for 3s. In total, he is oblivious, so he takes only half of the morale. So it was 3 divided by 2, rounded up, it's going to be 2 wounds. He lost 8 wounds right now, plus the 3 that he lost from the shot before. He lost, for now, 11 wounds, and there's still a lot more to go until we kill him. But when he dies, he's gonna have more trouble with his drum capacities. Couple activations that we happened. 4 more wounds from this shooting on the dinosaurs. With everything, he has only 11 wounds left, so I might end up killing him. The Raptor Rider is activated, killing the last Inferno Automata. And now I am activating my Tempered Sorcerer here. I'm checking if I can make a Fireball there, otherwise it will go here. The question is, like, can you put a spell on a unit, another unit, when you are engaged? in a combat. Since it is spellcasting, might be a little bit different, we'll check. Okay, we had a few couple activations, especially the Wardens pivoted here to get closer to the Slingers. And now the Science of Conquest did 4 wounds on these little unit of Steel Forged. Luckily they have Arden because it helped. And now he made 8 hits out of 12 with the Drum Beast. Arden 1 is cancelled still by Arden because Line Breaker doesn't work on Arden. And now 8 dices at 4 or less. 2 wounds. 3 wounds, yeah. And 3 morale. Tu peux arrêter de faire des blessures? So it means one of them die and the other one has 2 wounds left. Alright, after everything, after trampling and all of that, I have 1 Steel Forged that survived. Harden did not save them, they are broken. Damn, those dinosaurs are strong. End of turn 4, as you can see, it's ready for the turn 5 for the big slaughter. I'm getting quite pushed here. The last few things that happened, especially here, we have some veterans that will feel the breach and really push to there. He got some Chosen of Conquest that went here, ready to charge fast next turn. Of course, you can see the Tyrannosaur arrived here, ready to slaughter my poor little guys. And the Triceratops Riders went here. They didn't charge yet, it's gonna be for next turn. The next Supremacy roll will be important, even though for me it's a 5+ charge, it's gonna be very, very difficult. That is it for the 4th turn. Everything is in set for the big battle. Let's go for Supremacy. Okay, beginning of turn 5, we are going to both vie for initiative. I had quite some losses, so I have less cards. We both really want it. Let's see who gets it. This is quite important, but maybe we didn't bet on the same thing. On my side, it's a 1, and I win. I win! I win! Initiative! Alright, first activation, and I surprised him. I thought he would charge me first. I used my Tempered Sorcerer, giving them +2 defenses, so they are going to be much more resilient. He will want to charge me, and this way I can hold better because he has Line Breaker. I would be defense 3. This way I'm defense 5, Harden 2. Should survive. And here activate the Blooded first, actually. I am surprised. He was surprised. I am surprised. He sings, so he gets Relentless Blow, and he's gonna try to wipe out my Sorcerer there. Couple activations here. What I did after all of that, I did survive better than I thought I would, and my Wardens charged, slaughtering, really making a lot of damage there, and they have 2 wounds left on the last Slinger, and I'm quite happy, even though the Predator is not dead, because then it blocks the Chosen of Conquest. Then he activated the Matriarch, which healed Stand here and made this little guy Fanatic. And my next activation, well, he is Fanatic, well, let's make some holes in him. Few activations, the Raptor Riders made a fluid formation and moved here, shooting on the side of this guy, but actually not doing anything. And then the robot activated, he unbroke himself and that did only 1 wound on the giant dinosaur. Happens, he has 10 wounds left, and next activation is actually the Drum Beast, which is going to obliterate this guy. I don't have much hope for this. Now the Tontor is going to attack. There's been a couple activations, 5 wounds here from the Slingers. The Temple Steel Shaper giving himself Hardened to try to hold and survive against this big guy that will charge quite soon, I am afraid. And now you will make a ton of attacks, 16 attacks at Clash 3 plus Trampling. So I'm a bit terrified. I might use some of my power to heal and protect against cleave attacks. That might be what I want to do because he's close to dying, and I wanted to save them for the Balliste against this guy, but maybe let's consider them dead and so to open the path here, and this is really the flank I want to hold. Okay, the Tontor activated and he wiped out the 5 stands of Initiates. Because he didn't kill all of them, but he broke them with his first attack, with the cleave and stuff. And then the Trampling, again, reduced by half the number of stands left. So in 1 activation, he broke them twice, and thus the second breaking, the survivor ran away. So very good activation of the Tontor. Okay, a few activations happened. We tried to skip a little bit to show what happened, we want to film as much as possible. This guy obliterated, we said. This regiment is broken. It got a fireball and they died, so I'm quite happy about this. Dragon Slayers are trying to help this flank that has collapsed. Things happened here. Most important is that now the Thunder Riders and the whole thing are in contact. Apparently he has Flurry, he just learned. But the funny thing is that they attacked and they made this roll, which is, as you can see, completely out of statistics. On some games, on Dystopian Wars, that would be good. Here's having a lot of sixes is unfortunately not a huge help, and he's looking for Source of Flurry in his codex, but I'm not sure he will find. And next turn, do I hear an harmonica somewhere? I think it might be time for the duel because my horde will activate. Okay, beginning of the 6th turn, I got the initiative. Luckily, we made the same score, but I have less cards because my guys are dead and he has still lost a lot of hull points, wounds. But the dinosaur is still there. And my first activation is the duel, which I provoke again. And he cannot decline anymore. My idea is that I will kill him with a duel, and then I can try to kill the entire unit that will be left with just my normal attacks and try to charge the drum beast on this flank. Ambitious, but let's try. The attack of this guy, Clash 3, it's gonna make 2 wounds, cliff 2, Beschwerden 2. So, defense 3 or 4 on the horde against attack. He has cleave 2, but I am Arden 2. Facile. And now my 8 attacks, Clash 5, rerolling 6s because I am inspired. Rerolling 6. It was cleave 3, he had defend 3. The guy is dead from the duel, yay! So next time I can hope to do a lot of damage on this broken regiment. Yeah, it is getting a little bit tense, but you will see it's getting quite crazy. Here we didn't activate, there is 1 wound left on the Fire Forge. We did few, I think we're in turn 6 now already. But we're trying to go as far as we can to see how it will end. I'm not sure we'll succeed. The Thunder Riders died under the attacks of the Thane, who then moved like this to impact, like to touch this dinosaur that impacted them on the flank. And as you can see, between all the attacks of this guy and this guy, there is only like 3 stands left, which means the Thanes are actually broken now. There is 4 wounds left here, I think like 9 there, so it's really like up to the end. The Slingers are now trying to kill the last Wardens, the Wardens who did not manage to kill them when they activated. It's really tense. We're trying to play as much as we can, and we'll see at the end of the turn 6 what happened. Okay, we are finishing this turn fast, and these little guys, the warriors, made a charge at 3+ reroll, and we had to reroll, and they barely killed the Tontor, the drum beast, sorry, that was here. He had 4 wounds left, 4 from the damage, and of course with morale, he is running away. And I'm quite happy because we secured this, makes a little bit more points. This guy slaughtered the ballista here, and then succeeded easily the charge in the rear, doing 2 points of damage in the back of my Dragon Slayer, but then they can just turn around and attack. But then there is these guys. I am counting on those guys to hold. Alright, the game is over. In the end, it was a complete wipeout for the Dweghom. We really tried to finish as fast as possible, but the end of the last turn was not so interesting. I realized I didn't film everything. We really tried to rush because I'm a little bit late to go home. And in the end, everybody was dead. The entire pack of warriors was destroyed. The Fire Forged, the things were broken. It was really bad, so end of turn 6, beginning of turn 7, the Dweghoms were wiped out, and even though they win by the points, like at this point, the next 4 turns, the W'adhruns win completely, so it means that in the end it's a W'adhrun victory by far, both in terms of points and attrition. Let's talk a little bit about what did we think. I will start first, then Zongo, which is a new player for Conquest, and then Hyacinthe, which will make it in French. First for me, big surprise on the nerf of the Dweghoms. Indeed, it made a big difference, all the little nerfs. Everything costs more and is less defensive, so of course it makes a big difference over the course of the game. The Steel Shaper capacity is quite fun, I did like it very much. Unfortunately, it was not enough to stay alive, but I can see it being quite good against many armies. Overall, no, I will not go in details of each unit, everything was quite interesting. The Thane block was very tanky, but then again it was a lot of points invested. And overall a little bit disappointed on some units which were very expensive and very underwhelming. I'm still not convinced at all on the Warden, which cost like almost 200. And I'm fine with the initiates, but again they cost so much and don't do that many good things. Overall, quite happy with the game, and now we will know, Zongo, what did you think? It was the second time you see Conquest, second time you played. What did you think of the game, and will you want to play it again?
We had robots taking on dinosaurs, so,
Okay.
which is very cool. Probably the coolest thing in the world. No, seriously, well, I like the game because it's really a fast-paced game and really easy to play. But, well, it reminds me of Warhammer Battle, which I played a lot.
Yep.
And it's quite different, which is more lethal. I say Conquest is more lethal than Warhammer Battle. So it feels different. I'm not used to it yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I like the miniatures as well.
So we will
Maybe,
maybe one day,
yeah,
maybe
well,
one day.
Maybe one day, I don't know.
Okay. And Hyacinthe will make his debrief in French. You can find some AIs to make the auto translation. I'm a bit to see the subtitles. I will see if I have motivation to do this.
Donc, pour une fois, je m'en suis bien sorti. Les tonteurs m'ont vraiment bien aidé à temporiser et à bloquer. Et j'ai eu vraiment beaucoup de mal avec les Holstein qui ont tenu. Ils tenaient trop. Ils ont encaissé à mort. Ils ont fait quand même super mal aux riders.
Tu viens de jouer une créature, une carte.
Bon, ils sont morts quand même à la fin.
Ouais. Mais franchement, j'ai envoyé beaucoup de ressources dessus pour pouvoir m'en débarrasser. Et derrière, je me suis bêtement bloqué avec les Chosen of Conquest.
Oui.
Et mine de rien, quand on enlève les compteurs ou les unités qui étaient vraiment visiblement très fortes, mine de rien, les Raptors sur le côté ont été embêtés, mais sur la fin ont réussi à retenir d'autres unités, dont les Holstein, ce qui m'a permis de déborder avec mes Chosen qui étaient bien à la traîne.
Oui. Donc ravi de tes unités.
Ouais. Et franchement, c'était méchamment serré jusqu'au bout.
Oui, jusqu'au tour 6. Après, c'est fini.
Après.
Ouais. I'm going back to English to say, like, the one thing that we felt was a bit too strong were the Tauntors. The big thing is that they have many wounds, but they don't degrade. Like, all my resources get weaker and weaker as they die. And the Tauntors, at some point, you make 20 or 25 wounds into them, and they're still at full potential, which means that the other players' resources go down, and they still kill 1 unit per turn per activation. Every time. So it's like maybe a system like the Imperial Knights in 40k, when they get a little bit weaker as they lose wounds, might be interesting for the balance of the game. Not only them, but also giants and stuff. When you start to have a lot of them on the table, it really makes a difference when you see some infantry-based army fighting monster-based armies. And that's the only thing we could say about balance. Otherwise, the entirety of the game is really balanced, apart from this little point. Maybe it will be corrected later on. And yeah, Conquest is very fun. Expect some more battle reports soon. There is going to be a tournament soon here in Paris. We'll see if we film something or not. Probably yes, a little video blog. And that is going to be it for today. Remember to give us a like, just a little thumbs up, to give us a little comment. It brings you some chance to win some Dystopian Wars miniatures. Subscribe, share with your friends, and if you would like to see some more Conquest content here, remember to tell us in the comments. And also there is a promo code to get minus 10% on all your Conquest miniatures on Parabellum website, link in the comment, in the description. Thank you very much. Until the next video, remember to take care of yourself and to keep spreading the love all around. Bye!